Hello everybody, Flik here. It's time for yet another Let's Look At. Today we are taking a look at something a bit different in this series, as it's not a game per se, but the way by which you can make your own game. This is GameGuru by the game creators, a UK based company I believe, and what you see before us, sorry let me click back onto the window here, is a blank open area where I can, if I want, make a game. It's aimed at the novice level of game creator. I feel there is no programming involved. I don't even think there's the option to if you wanted to dig really deep into it. But to start off, I'm going to show you a project that I actually did. So, what do we want here? We want open. Don't want to save my empty bit. And where's Flik 1? There we are. So we're going to open up this thing that I made. It took me about an hour and a half to do what you're about to see. We'll have a look at the map first of all, and then we'll have a look at what kind of customization options you have. So this is what I have here. Let's kind of zoom out a little bit. I've made an entrenched area, or a circled area, using just basic terrain tools, and the green arrow all the way down here. By the way, you'll probably hear me like scrolling my mouse wheel like mad, apologies for that. That's the player beginning point. I placed down some monster entities, some light entities, and tinkered with the game. It takes like 2 minutes to finish if you know where to go, but I'm still mildly happy with how it turned out. There's misplaced terrain and whatnot. But I'll take you through what I had in mind, first of all, and then kind of like what it became. The game is, or rather, the GameGuru creator is primarily to make first-person shooters. But I wanted to try and do something a bit different, so I wanted to see if it was possible to make a Slender-type game in this, where you don't have any weapons, and you're hunted by one invincible enemy who is always on your tail. I tried to do that with just one zombie. I'm not sure if we can zoom in far enough here to... Let's just press on this entity and say like properties. So like here we go. Here's one zombie. It's went down a bit too far, but still. Oh, because I was zoomed in. I wanted to have like one invincible zombie who always knew where you were. I couldn't quite get it to work. I couldn't make the enemy always be on my tail. So then I thought, well, I'll just put in a bunch of random zombies and see how that works out. So let's actually jump into the game and show you how it works. So actually, first of all, everything I placed, other than the terrain manipulation, is entities, and you can just add new entities whatever you like. So let's add something that's going to be really obvious. Let's say, let's add a blue warehouse. So now I have the blue warehouse entity. It might not be entirely placed correctly, but just for the sake of showing you how this works, I start over there. I'm going to bung down the blue warehouse right smack dab there, and that's as simple as it is. That will now be there for me to have a little look in, assuming it's a building you can actually enter. I'm not entirely sure. Let's jump inside the game, and I shall show you what I did, the whole mess I created. Incidentally, in the description box below, I will link to GameGuru on Steam, but I'll also link to a Dropbox link where you can play what I'm about to play if you want to torture yourself. Feel free. I'll also show off a better made game. I'll show off one of the sample made games, or maybe a couple, to show you the kind of things you can actually do with the game if you know what you're doing. I made the player start on 1 HP to add to the tension of being hunted, although I would highly suggest, if the heartbeat or red tint annoys you, run over here, and I spawned way too many medkits so we can get rid of that effect. Let's turn on our flashlight with F, and if we run over here, there's some zombies over there, but just ignore them. If we run over here, we'll see that new blue warehouse that I just plopped onto the stage. Oh, I definitely did not place it correctly, so we can see underneath it. But I can solve that in-engine if I wanted to, by entering the editing mode, which I might do in a second just to show you. But yeah, that's as simple as it is placing an object in the ground. So actually, yeah, let's show you. Now, let me make sure I'm pressing the right button. I had to change my OBS buttons. Right, I'm in editing mode now, so I'm in editing terrain mode. If I wanted to now, I could just edit the terrain on the fly. You might see a little bit of kind of lag as it thinks about how I'm deforming the terrain. But that would mean that this building is no longer kind of hovering in the air if I wanted. I'd have to do it for like all these bits. I could also go into entity mode with E, and the last selected entity you had, you can place more of. It's a shame that there doesn't appear to be a way to edit which entity you're trying to place on the fly when you're in this mode. So anyway, let's turn that back off and go back into playing the game mode. And we'll kind of just run around. I know exactly where to run to end this, but if you don't know, there's like places to explore. See, this was me just trying to think, oh, I'll just do some interesting land masses that might attract you, and then you'd get jumped by more enemies, or the one enemy would find you. It doesn't look like you can do very complex stuff from an AI perspective. I don't even mean by not just using code. Also, you might hear zombies moaning very loudly in a second. The sound of their moan is very, very loud. Yeah, there we are. I made them the fast type as well. Oop, I actually got a fright! I got a fright in my own game because a zombie was behind me. I made them overly fast so that there was a threat. Again, this was me linking back to the idea that there'd just be one super powerful zombie chasing you constantly, and that you'd just be trying to escape. And I wanted to set up like objectives, again like Slender, so you would say, find 6 MacGuffins and then you can escape. I'm not entirely sure they're even still chasing me. No, they give in too easily as well. That was something I couldn't alter either. But all the lighting I can change as well, but I'll show you in a second. Let's kind of just end this first run and then I'll start another one and I'll show you what we can do to the world just for funsies. But yeah, I couldn't work out. You can do checkpoints and you can definitely set a start and end state. You can also set sound cues, music cues, etc. like the music cue you're about to hear. But as far as I'm aware, you can't bring up like story beats. I mean, I'm not very familiar with game creation outside of RPG Maker, which is a very different beast. However, it hides a lot of programming behind prompts and whatnot, but if you start to learn the program, this is where the game ends. You find your happy place in the form of this horrible looking bunny. And if I was just playing the game normally, not inside the editor, the game would then trigger the ending. Right here. It's not a long game, I did warn you. Well, actually, well, since we're just sitting here, let's go back into editor mode. Well, in fact, no, let's bring up the tab menu. So there we go, you can currently see my FPS and the various other things like the polygon count, the post-processing, the rendering, etc. And you can change things on the fly to see how they affect your performance. If you turn on too many things, you can see stuttering. And it doesn't take an awful lot for the game to start to chug. And I have a very good PC, so it's definitely not Odessa. That would be my PC if you aren't aware. Right, am I not being followed by any zombies so I can stop and kind of talk about stuff? Maybe I should have given myself a gun. Although we can change that as well, just to show you other ways you can manipulate things. I think we're safe. So, if I press tab again, we get all the options. So what if I wanted to change the sky so it wasn't moon cloud, it was cartoony? You see the change up there? Or if I wanted to change it to golden? That's kind of nice. And maybe we change the terrain to wasteland. That might take a little bit. Yeah, alright. And then vegetation type to brown sticky. Alright, that's kind of made a difference. And we could turn up the shader options, but as I say, you'll see it have a negative effect on my FPS pretty quickly. What else can we do? Let's change, you can change the FOV, you can also change fog distance, etc. And brightness, so we can put the brightness up, we can put contrast up to maybe see a bit better what we're doing, there we go. Change the surface colour, make it a bit of a weird looking desert now, there we go, kind of red desert. And make the fog a bit red as well. And you can do all this on the fly. So now if I just tab out again, there you go. Now you can see what you're doing. It's actually not in the middle of the night, it's in the late afternoon. Makes you see the enemies from a hell of a lot further away, that's for sure. So it's very, very easy once you have your landmass in to just edit stuff like that. You want it to be a nighttime thing, go ahead. You want it to be a daytime thing. It's as quick as changing an option. So from that perspective, it's very easy to do. So how else could we change the game? Well, let's leave the editor. We'll press escape here. But again, apologies for the windows going a bit nuts. So let's say that we wanted to change my starting properties. So rather than not starting with 1 life, we could say we could start with 4 lives. And our HP could be 150. Violence, yes. And we could say that you have, let's say a shotgun. Yeah, let's say a shotgun with 1000 ammo. And say apply changes. So now we can jump back into the game again. By the way, you do not require GameGuru to play a game made in this. So if you do get the Dropbox link and see the survival horror 10 out of 10 game of the year I made, you don't need anything to play it. It has everything in it. If you want to edit it, you need to program them. In fact, can you edit it? I would assume you can. So now it's just a stereotypical zombie shooter. I've got a gun. Ner. And I guess we'll show off some of the better made pre-built levels, and you can use those. You can go into them, see how the coding was done or how the entities were placed. Who's laughing now? Zombies. Yeah, he was misplaced because he was floating in the air. That's the thing I noticed with terrain deformation. If you're placing entities, you have to be careful that they're not flying, which I clearly was not. So yeah, I've turned my little survival horror Slender rip-off attempt into a generic zombie shotgun based shooter very, very quickly. I must admit, I actually like this lighting better. It takes away from the effect I was trying to achieve, but also there's some land I didn't deform properly. But again, I could just press and do it right now if I wanted. Kind of bring all the land up so it's not hanging in midair. Like that. Go back into the game. Do I still have my shotgun? I do. There we go, I kind of fixed it. So yeah, that's my attempt, and it is available in the description box below for you to check out for yourself. You do not need GameGuru. Although if you do want to pick it up, there is actually... It's a bit weird to see this in a game development tool. Are you just invincible? Well, your AI was not found, clearly. You can buy one copy of GameGuru for £14.99, but if you wanted to buy a double or quadruple pack, there is actually rather large savings. So if you and your friends wanted to get together to make projects, you would be saving quite a lot. A double pack is £22.99 and a quadruple pack is £29.99 in British pounds. So that is something to consider. Can I actually climb up this building? I placed it and I've never really came here because I know for a fact you don't come here to get to the end. No, you can't get to the upper floor. Well, actually, I could definitely add the ability. Oh no, no, you totally can. I don't think I placed any zombies in here though, but it's good to know that you can. It's also worth mentioning that there's no... You couldn't do like a progressive story. I think I kind of touched on this, but you can make one stage, and it can be as long as you like. It could be a 5-hour long stage, I guess, but there's no like level transition as far as I'm aware. You couldn't teleport the player from one finished thing to the next. At least not that I'm aware of. This could be more advanced level things that in my time with the game so far, or game creation things so far, I haven't found. So please do keep this in mind. It is first impressions based on a novice going in blind, not an expert. But yeah, let's go back. Again, the windows will look a bit weird for a second, bear with me. By the way, the black bar along the bottom is because it's not capturing the lower part of my taskbar. So let's open up a level. No, I don't want to change the changes I did to that. Let's go for Cartoon Antics, just to show you a very different way to play compared to what I just showed you. And it will take a little bit to load, so bear with it. And then we'll also... Oh, did I not do it? Hey, I said load, there we are. And then we'll also take a look at another one I tried, which was a zombie-based kind of enclosed shooter. So this is like a kid-friendly one, and let's just jump straight into playing it to show you something else. So you just collect the coins, and this will show you there's music cues, there's enemy cues, there's pop-ups saying objective stuff. But it is still just the one level, and that's worth keeping in mind. And as far as I'm aware, you can't customize the buttons. Yeah, collect the coins. I have a little laser gun, there's exploding rabbits and porcupines going around, and obviously it's keeping track of every time I pick up a coin, so you must be able to do this. So as far as like, let's run back to the Slenderman example. If I wanted you to have to find 5 things before the ending the trigger or whatever, I guess you can, although would I be able to hide the bit with the bunny in my game until all the things have been picked up? I'm not sure if that's possible. I would know how to do that in RPG Maker. In this, I don't know. And I believe enemies... Well, there's that porcupine that just explodes. There is bunnies going around, like the bunny you saw in my game, except they're armed. I think you might have to pick up a certain number of coins before they'll spawn. So let's try and see that quickly, and then we'll jump into another type of game to have a look at that. Did I pick up that last coin? I did. And of course there is... What was that noise? I don't know what killed me. There is the tally along the bottom as well, saying how many more to collect. Oh, did I stand on a porcupine or something? Oh, there's one of the evil bunnies. Don't seem to try very hard to kill you, except when they randomly explode. I forgot they exploded. Yeah, they explode. Okay, that's what did it. Not so child-friendly then, maybe. I'm not sure. Unless you like really, or your kid really hates Bugs Bunny. So that's one example. Press escape. Let's go back. And let's load up, what was it called? The warehouse. We'll have a quick look at the warehouse. This is another one I've looked at off camera. Then we'll try one I haven't looked at all. I've got no idea where it'll be. I know what this one is. This is the zombie one I was talking about. And then that'll probably do it. I'm not sure how to tackle a game development tool as opposed to the game itself. I don't think I'll be making epics in this. But I also entirely forgot to mention, actually, I should have mentioned this a lot sooner. You can make multiplayer games. So if you want to play with friends in a first-person shooter that you've made, you can do it. You can make your own maps. I guess that's a better way to think about it as well. You're not making levels, you're making maps. So you can definitely do that. And you can see some of that in the trailers as well. You can make your own maps, you can share them. You can also charge for them if you wanted. It includes all the licensing information in it regarding the tracks that they've made for it, etc. And there is an in-game, in-app, whatever you want to call it, store where you can purchase more entities to place in your maps, and they have prices associated with them. You need to have an account as well to have a look at them. Everything you saw me doing in my little abomination of a game came with the game. So yeah, this one has sinister music, it's got a dead zombie there, the lighting is pretty good, we've got a shotgun here, and then very soon we start running into lots and lots of zombies. Any second now once we follow the blood. Hello zombies! So we've got runner types and we've got walking types. Again, they're not massively threatening. There's also clown zombies. I want to see a clown zombie. We'll see a clown zombie and then we'll switch to something else. Also, the music is actually super, super loud, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Alright, we'll have to be quick then. I didn't realise it was so loud. Bring me a clown zombie. You're not a clown. Oh, there's one at the back there. There he is. Adorable old thing, you. By the way, if I wanted to edit one of these, totally can. There we go, I'm in edit mode. I could make the ground come up and kill those zombies like that. I am God here! Obviously that's not a good idea, but you can do it, is what I'm saying. So we'll escape out of this. Apologies, I didn't realise how loud the music was. In fact, sorry for bringing up my sound mixer mid-thing, but let's just bring that way down, in case this next one has lots of music. So let's try something I haven't tried before. Bridge battle? Oh wait, no, the ones with MP in it are multiplayer maps, so Devil Hill, that's multiplayer. Sunset Island, the Asylum. It could be a horror game, I guess. Let's have a look at the Asylum, or maybe the Big Escape, or the Heir's Revenge. These all sound interesting. The Heir's Revenge could be a medieval one, actually. Let's try the Asylum, and then I'll quickly try Heir's Revenge, and then we'll probably end there. So let's see what this one's like. It looks like it is based in buildings, or is this the entities from the one I just did? It says it's loading entities, so... Oh yeah, there we are. Bloodied bed, alright. So it's set inside a spooky, spooky mansion then. Yeah, oh look, yeah, it's got lots of zombies as well. Alright, let's see what kind of setting this one has. Apologies if it has really loud music, I will not linger in it too long if it does. I did not realise it was so loud compared to me. Alright, let's see what this one's like. Any second. Ooh, the FOV is like really, really close up. That is to instill horror, I guess. So I wonder if you have a means by which to fight back or not. Yeah, I would definitely change the FOV of this if I had my way. Oh, there's guns, alright. Is there zombies? We'll take that magnum, thanks very much. I have also noticed sometimes enemies rather just spawning in. I heard zombies there. I don't like how close the camera is. It's making me motion sick, actually. Nope, sound effect cues, etc. Come on, give me one thing to shoot. Hey, there we are. Alright. I guess there was a zombie behind me. How many lives do you get? You get 3 lives. Okay, well that's another zombie game. I don't want to have another zombie game, so let's go for... Heir's Revenge sounds like I'll be wielding a sword or something, so... I did forget to mention that, it's not all modern day stuff. There is medieval included in the base assets you get with the game. I assume there might be sci-fi available in the shop, but I do not know, I haven't looked at it. So this will be the last one we try, and just a last reminder, in the description box there will be a link to the Steam store page for GameGuru, and there will also be a link to a Dropbox link for my abomination of a game. Do with it what you will. But just know that it's 10 out of 10 Game of the Year. So we can get a hint about what this is like once we see what assets it has. Sorry, entities. I always say assets because I'm in RPG Maker mode, apologies. It looks like it might be medieval. Alright, I'm not going to look at the rest of the entities, I want to be surprised. Let's see what's in this one. And see what we can do. I want to see swords and daggers and dragons. There is a dragon asset. I want epic music that's not super, super loud. I want voice acting by Sean Bean. Except not as a bit character that disappears for 3/4 of the game. Come on, I'm filling time here. Load. Any second now. Alright, there we go. It's got a lot of physics, apparently. Yeah, a lot of physics. All the physics in the entire world, actually. Well, I'm clicking and it didn't crash. Oh, there we are. My god, there is actually voice acting. Oh, I heard audio pop on the voice recording. I see zombies. I think that's a zombie anyway. Do I have a sword? I do not have a sword. Oh, hatchet. Alright, I've got a weapon. Alright, so this is a medieval one. There's stones for throwing. Alrighty. And it did have voice acting. It almost had everything I asked for. Also, I feel a sneeze coming on, which is not good. Good job I have an easy to mute mic. Are you an enemy? Oh, you're an enemy. Oh, I'm very close to death again. What's with... Oh, and I drowned. What's with always starting so close to death? Oi, you! I can't tell if they're throwing or not. But anyway, this has been a Let's Look At and some first impressions of GameGuru. Thank you very much for watching. Please do leave a like if you want to support me or the developers of this little program for putting together these kind of games. Alright, I got her at least. Ner. And subscribe if you want to see daily gaming stuff. And let me know how you feel about game creation stuff being looked at, as opposed to the games themselves. Anyway, thank you once again for watching, and I shall see you next time. Ta-ta for now.